Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am João Ribeiro and I'm a schizo person. And here in this channel, I talk about a variety of subjects from politics to philosophy to history and so forth. Here you have the most independent channel in the YouTube. For example, as for now, I don't have any donors, so I'm really independent. Enjoy the show while I don't have them because once I have sponsors, maybe I do not continue to be so independent here. So enjoy the show. Today I'm talking to you about atomic bombs. It's interesting that there is a reasoning according to which the atomic bombs, much more than something dangerous, they are something promoting peace. As odd as it may seem, some people think in this manner. Some people argue that the atomic bombs hindered a war between the Soviets and the Americans. Had them not had the bombs, the war would have happened, according to these people. And these same people argue that a more widespread manufacturing of these weapons would actually unleash peace in the planet. For example, Iran and Israel. If Iran had atomic weapons, this would avoid a war in the Middle East. This idea is true because really the United States and the Soviets did not enter a war because they were afraid each one of a possible strike back of the other. Of course. So this is true. However, I think people who advocate this, they are highly overestimating the leaders because the leaders of this world, they're not so comprehensively informed. They don't have all under control. They're also worried, concerned, afraid of losing their money, afraid of losing their power, afraid of a lot of things, afraid of being killed, whatever. The place of a leader is a highly insecure place. And even regarding information, of course, we do have much less information than the leaders we have. However, they don't have all this information that you may think they have. So to trust the leaders is not something advisable because they are humans. They may fail, they may launch a war. In the United States, the law is that the President of the United States has the final word regarding launching an atomic attack. Do they have really a good scheme there to avoid a war? Is it everything very carefully studied and very well put so that there is no chance that we make any mistake? There's no chance that Mr. Trump has an outbreak and decides to go to war. I'm not sure if we have all these safety schemes there or everywhere or anywhere. I don't think so. I don't really think so. To judge that the atomic bombs bring peace is to be too optimistic about our leaders, too optimistic about them. I trust the wit of the Chinese Communist Party. They thought it was almost an unavoidable war between the Soviets and the Americans in those days. So I think the world is much more dangerous than some people think, mostly because I don't trust the leaders we have. They may have a control. they may lose their minds. And so their assessors. It's so possible. History goes on, history moves forward, and nobody has history in his hands. Not at all. History moves, and the leaders, they're adapting to the changes. They cannot forecast the future. They never feel really safe. On the opposite, leaders are fearful people. The, they're all more or less like us sometimes there, because they're all in the dark also. They don't know what will happen tomorrow. They don't know who might be a traitor among themselves. They don't know what is the move, the next move, or their adversaries. It's more or less in the dark, in my opinion. So to think that if we give, for example, the possibility of the Iranians to build an atomic bomb there, and so forth, wherever, if Brazil has an atomic bomb and Argentina has an atomic bomb, this kind of thing would hinder wars. Maybe in a first place, in a first moment, but so crazy this idea, in my opinion. Because, as I said, these people are being too much optimistic about the leaders. I don't think history goes in this manner. Not at all. I think that, for example, in the United States, as I said, if Trump for some reason has an outbreak there and decides to launch a war, do they have a good scheme to avoid that? Do they have really good ways of avoiding that an outbreak of the president may launch a war? I'm not sure about this. And the same in Russia, I don't know. What if Putin has an outbreak there? What if Xi Jinping has an outbreak? I don't know. These things are not so secure, are not so well structured as some people may think. History moves, and people move, and the uncertainties go together with everybody. In the United States, the elite is afraid of the people. The same thing in China, the same thing in Russia, in India, everywhere. The elites try to shelter their money as much as they can. What if they feel like they may lose their investments? They may lose their minds also. They may say, oh, then Iran is responsible that I lost my money. Well, then let's launch an atomic attack on them. Who knows? These people, to think that we have responsible leaders, to think that these people in power, they care about the welfare, to think that they want a prosperous, peaceful, beautiful world, in my opinion, is naive. It is naive, in my opinion. They're not considering the humankind as a whole, not at all. They are concerned about their own money. And if they see that their money is in danger, they can do anything possible to avoid that. So I'm very pessimistic actually about the people who rule this world. We cannot trust them. And for this reason, this idea that allowing more countries to develop atomic devices would produce a better, more peaceful world, it's crazy, my dear. Of course, if we look into the scenario of the Middle East nowadays, if Iran had an atomic bomb, the likes of a war there would be less. Yeah. But in the long run, I'm not sure. Mainly because of this. I don't trust the leaders at all. Not at all. You see, I think that in Africa, the chimpanzees and the gorillas, they may be observing us and they're calculating how good it would be if these naked apes they fought among themselves and they destroyed themselves, and afterwards we would be free to conquer this planet and make this planet a much better place than what it is now under the rule of these ridiculous naked apes. Right? So subscribe here below so that I can continue to produce these videos, the most independent videos in the YouTube as far as now. As I said, when I have sponsors, as I am human also, I may start speaking things that please my sponsors, like Donald Trump, for example. So it's all for now. Please subscribe here and continue following me. Bye bye for now.